Why, hello there, friends, family, and everybody in between. It's Dylan from All Universes. On the left, we have Harley Smale playing Mono Block Coffers, and on the right, we have Michael Mapson playing that 14-card sideboard special, aka Amulet Titan. I just forgot a card. But you know, we have to name it something weird. How are you doing today, folks? I am doing swell. I just spent about 20 minutes organizing Lord of the Rings commons and uncommons while waiting for things to render. Let me tell you, I don't like organizing cards. I don't get the people who do, but you are superheroes in my world. Now, let's talk about what's going on. So, Matson led on a turn 1 Arboreal Grazer into a bounce land, which led to a turn 2 Dryad into Mycosynth Gardens. Harley played a Relic Regenitus. Your card does look to be a little land light. He did just draw a Gemstone Caverns, but as that is a legendary land, that is not something you want to double up on. Both of these decks featuring cards from Lord of the Rings. Harley's deck, as priorly shown, I believe last week, does feature the One Ring, as well as Orcish Bowmasters. I don't think anything else from the set made the cut. Mapson's deck just features the One Ring, but hey, if there's any card to play from the set, it's that one, right? Now, there's an interesting bit of discourse or conversation on Twitter this week, specifically Monday, when we recorded this video about the One Ring's protection trigger. It is apparently not something that you need to announce until it is relevant, kind of like prowess is, so, which I find to be a little weird. But, alright, Mapson tapping his map, actually tapping it to crack it. Gotta appreciate when people do that. I don't know what it is, it's very pure. Whenever I see somebody like actually tap their fetch land, then put it in the graveyard, and it's like, yeah, go you. You did the super technically correct thing, and I'm about that. I don't think I've ever done it, maybe outside of my first couple games, not knowing how to play Magic. Right, Dryad cracking in for 2 here, probably going to go to 18. Now, if any of my regulars are watching this video, I don't play Magic. You've never seen me play Magic. Alright, still stuck here on 2 lands. Now, if I remember correctly, we are going to see him do a pretty cool play. It's very simple, but still cool. Gonna float a Carlos here. We'll play Gemstone Caverns. And because a permanent left the board, he gets the Revolt trigger on the Fatal Push, which will allow him to push the Dryad into the yard. Which is a good call. He would probably be dead this turn. He would, in fact, be dead. Valka, pretty good. When you have a Dryad on the board. Off that Titan trigger. But doesn't have it, so I'm going to probably search the deck for a couple other things. Boros Garrison being one of them. Gets Simic Growth Chamber, Boros Garrison, decides to pick up the Tolari West in the Forest, and plays the Forest again. Mapson attacking in here. Will come in for 6, fetching 2 cards. 2 lands. Goes to get Sunhome and Tolaria West.
So come in for 6.
Harley, take 6, going down to 12. Epson's going to transmute to Larry Wester. We'll fetch a 0 CMC card from the deck. So can go get a land, which is always one of the coolest things. Gets a Summoner's Pact, pacting for Titan, casting the Titan. Alright, gets a second Forest here. That way he doesn't have to worry about paying for the pack trigger. No matter what happens to his lands, he will most likely have the 2 green. I can't say whatever happens, but...
Sorry. This is a copy of that. Take this out.
The Garrison?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, picks up the Larry West. Had the Vasuba enter as a copy of, I think, the Boros Garrison is what he bought it at. I had looked away for a brief second. Like a fool.
We just go next game.
And Harley just going to scoop it up. Game 1 going to Mapson here. We're going to jump cut right now to game 2. We see Mapson resolving a mulligan down to 6. Harley plays a Swamp into a Thoughtseize, going down to 18. Let's take a peek at Mapson's hand, see what he kept.
Well, you might hurt yourself.
I'm not.
Separating the lands and spells.
You could have at least thought about it.
So in the front we have a copy of the One Ring. God, altars. Summoner's Pact?
No,
Amulet figure?
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, I don't think I have to think about it.
I want to say that's his copy of Pact. On the bottom we have Cavern of Souls, Selesnya Sanctuary, and a Crumbling Vestige.
Pretty good. Amulet's also pretty good. Ring is also pretty good.
Probably just taking the Amulet here, right?
That'd be sad. Honestly, if you could hit the
His
sanctuary.
hand is a little slow otherwise.
I would love to like blackmail you right now and take the Sanctuary. I think I'll just take the Amulet of Vigor, leave you with these. I'm at 18. Good.
Maybe. Probably.
I'm going to play Cavern of Souls, most likely naming Beast here. With a Relic from Harley. Urza Saga, second land for turn.
When you commentate over this, I want you to make a note that I'm deliberately
Harley
not-
deliberately not activating Relic Progenitors here. It's a Field of Ruin.
It's for fatal push.
Going to use the field here, most likely taking Harley or Mapson
you
off
have
the
so many
Urza
basics
Saga.
in your deck. I just don't.
Hell yeah, actually have lands to get this time. I'm still mad about that.
Really? Because I'm still riding a little high off that.
What happened?
He had one basic
I
land
played
that I
Breach
fucked
without
up.
the basic mountain. Field of Ruin me multiple times.
Go.
Harley passes the turn.
It's funny, Jessie Robkin actually even posted like in her Discord recently, she's like, I will never play Breach without the basic mountain. Like, I wish I had known that.
Mycothyn's Gardens as land for turn. Harley
I
going to spin the
will
Relic here.
Activate Relic now.
I like knew it, but then I was like, I don't know, give it a try. Who's doing it? And then I was like,
Has a copy of the One Ring. Has an Urborg as well.
okay, so my goal today
Yeah,
is to
Urborg
be
land for turn.
correct play is to Mycothyn's Garden is my one ring.
Which is pretty sweet.
There's a Karn the Great Creator coming out.
bit. Rude.
Pass. What is that?
It's a Tyler Tracker.
I don't know how I didn't know.
Oh, crap. I didn't pack my clue tokens.
I don't have any for you.
I've not been playing
I have
this
a
card
ring.
with my
Matson
sideboard.
has a tireless tracker here.
I have
Does not have a
food.
clue token with him. Can we talk about that gorgeous altar? It's Boba Fett. That's awesome. We love ourselves a very good-looking set of cards. All right, Harley plays a Takanuma, the Abandoned Mire, as land for turn. That'll be the other channel land from, well, one of the channel lands. I guess Sokinzan is like the other channel land from Kamigawa.
Forest, kill your
Paseju
forest.
and Odawara see the most play.
March X equals 2 the tracker.
Then probably Takanuma, followed by Aganjo.
I'm at 20.
Going to play the March. We give it -2. Harley will gain 2 life. I can't think of what that March is called. I can only for some reason think of the blue and white ones, and I've only ever cast the white one begrudgingly. I don't think I've ever cast the blue one. Or the other 3. Alright. Cast the 1 ring, get protection. Little awkward casting this into a Karn here. Matson is unable to crack his clue token or activate the ring. And I don't think there's really a way for him to remove Karn from the board besides combat damage. Now, you can do Valak shenanigans, right? But with the liquid metal coating Karn loop here, Mabson's not going to be able to get to enough lands besides forcing a Primeval Titan through.
Ring. Trigger.
Which, to do so, he's going to need to draw a very specific combination of cards in the right order. Meanwhile, Harley's going to just continue getting advantage and killing off Matson's lands one by one.
I think I am sufficiently behind. I don't feel like playing this out.
And Matson going to scoop. Not in a position where he can realistically win this game or even fight to come back. So we are on to game 3. Matson will be on the play. Plays a Crumbling Vestige. Makes a color. Going to, whatever that color is, it will cast a Amulet of Vigor. There's an Urborg. Tomb of Yawgmoth.
Go.
Valakut entering the battlefield tapped will untap due to Amulet. Cabal Coffers second land for turn. Going to destroy target land. Play another Amulet here. Bounce land, make 4 mana. Arboreal Grazer. Play a Urza Saga. Cast the 1 ring. Will activate the ring to draw a card. Luckily, lucky for Harley, Matson did not have a Primeval Titan in hand, as he would have been able to kill him. As the Bounce Land made 4 mana, casting the Grazer puts it to 3, and then the Grazer could put the Bounce Land back into play, making 7 mana, and that would cast the Primeval Titan. draws 2 cards here. I wonder if with the One Ring in Titan, does that add to Cultivator Colossus' stock? Because you're adding more lands to your hand, usually on average. Right, because half of your deck is land, so I don't know, the density of cards you're going to draw off the One Ring is going to be lands. Which, the stock of Cultivator Colossus has to have gone up. I still don't see you playing more than 1 copy of that card. Maybe 2, depending on how many other things you're playing. But the list is really tight right now. Titan is a deck that, in the main board, is pretty solved. I feel like there's not much room for innovation anymore. They just keep introducing cards that the deck has to play 4 of. Not that the Ring has to be played as a 4 of, but like Urza Saga was a card that we had to start playing 4 of. Microsynth Gardens is a card that we realistically have to play 4 of. So the deck is just becoming very constricted when it comes to flex spots. There might be like 1 or 2 still in the land section, like if you want to play Pajuka Bog or not, or like Radiant Fountain.
Trees on the stack. I think it's just also trying to induce me to use the Field Grown here. Like deliberately making a show of reaching the die.
Well, I did it slow because, I mean, I want to be clear that,
Field around here, going to kill the Urza
I
Saga.
know you know, but, like, I'm not trying to get you out of, like, not out of net, but, like, out of that's not.
Does not want Mapson to get a 3rd copy of Amulet here, which is understandable. 3rd Amulet means bounce land 1 bounce land equals Primeval Titan mana. Interestingly, not getting rid of the Valakut. The deck only plays 2. I don't know. Harley probably a little bit more concerned dying to a Primeval Titan than dying to Valakut triggers at this moment. Mapson does need to find a couple things to get, the Valakut triggers to really exist. Needs to find a Dryad, needs to get 4 more lands in play.
Draw some. Yeah. Draw some.
That actually makes sense. I don't think it makes sense.
Dalthy Voidwalker coming out here. Mapson will take 2 in the upkeep due to the burden. The burden counters on the One Ring.
Yeah.
Four mana floating. All the triggers are on the stack. Alright, that's going to do the thing to give it double strike. Well, +2 haste. Harley, in response, going to play the Black March. And will exile cards from his hand to get up to do -6, -6.
26.
Titan then dies, goes to the Dothy pile. Harley gains 6 life. Ooh, baby.
You get it now?
Alright, Grazer coming out here. Making 4 mana. Gonna make a construct. Then we'll bounce the land to hand.
Pick up.
Thinking about what he wants to do with the other untap. Picks up Slayer Stronghold. Means he has a Beseiju. Don't really see Titan players purposely leaving up mana unless there's a Beseiju in hand. We don't really play that much other interaction. There's Dismember, but
I should have done the cool thing. And then
right, Dothy getting sacked here to
Yep.
put Primeval Titan on into play.
Always use the cool thing. I'm thinking with the trigger on the stack now. Sorry. Cast happens. What can you do with 5? Am I considering 4? You can get a Karn.
I think Mapson's deciding if he wants the Beseiju here. Chooses Beseiju the Cabal Coffers.
Yeah.
I will float
Before the Titan trigger resolves, gonna float a black mana
black. Go get my
off the Coffers because of Urborg making it a swamp. And Cabal, just honestly don't know the answer to this. Does Coffers tap for mana normally? It does not. Yeah, tapping for mana because of the
Oh man.
the Urborg.
I was
Because
gonna
it gets
get
a
Colossus, and I was like,
copy of Cabal Coffers and it looks like a field over there.
with 1 black mana, which was half right.
Plays a demolition field.
Oh, I also missed my Beseiju trigger, or Valka trigger. I suck.
I think I have to kill this because my options are. My options are kill Saga. I can't keep you off green. Double green to kill you. Unless all your forests and land are I'll do this so you can't Slayers me.
Harley just deciding on what he wants to blow up here. Debating if Amulet 3 / Construct /
It's just like shits out.
really just Amulet 3 or Construct.
This is committed. You can just go Slayers, haste, anything.
He's thinking about killing the Boris Garrison, that way he can't haste another Titan. Though, because of Dryad, he can.
I'll be totally honest. Third Amulet.
I don't know how great
I don't
the
think
Boris Garrison consideration is.
It might just be this, because then you can't haste anything. So I'm going to just Demolition Field that. I use this and the floating mana and the Demolition Field I play for mana. I'm gonna kill this.
It does decide to kill the garrison. It's a weird consideration, right? Mapson can just get a Celestia Sanctuary from the deck, and then use the red from the Valakut. Or can get any land from the deck. Use the red from the Valakut, and then use Dryad to tap the other land, any other land for white, and then Slayer's Grumble can give haste. It does make Sunhome a little worse, so you can see that. Mapson can't get Sunhome Vasuba. I'd give double strike with super ease. I still think killing the Valakut is probably the right call, but paying for Pact. Drawing a card for turn. Taking 3 damage down to 14 here. That will be reflected at some point in time. Saga will trigger. Gonna float a colorless off of it. There is Amulet copy number 3.
Are you gonna search? I'm gonna draw first.
Oh, sure. Oh, you didn't take the...
Oh, yes.
There's then realizing the 3 damage from the ring. Going to draw 4 cards here. The ring has drawn maps in 10 cards this game.
Make 6 mana.
Mana floating, summons Pact. Do the cool thing, get Cultivator Colossus. Believe that is Cultivator Colossus. Drawing cards, putting lands into play. Cultivator Colossus, baby. The thing we talked about earlier. And that is a lot of Valakut triggers on the stack.
15, 18, or 6 triggers, 12 triggers, and then these get 3. So 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27.
And that, my friends, is definitely going to be enough triggers to kill Harley here. That will be game 3 going to Maps in here. Thank you for watching, folks, and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.